We are here with our top 23 Nintendo Switch games for 2023.
We did a whole podcast on our games of the year, but this was such a great year for Nintendo Switch. We said we need to do a whole video about the greatest games that we played that came out in 2023. So that's what this is.
And maybe you missed some of these, maybe you didn't. So hopefully you'll find a new game here to play, or maybe this will remind you of a game that you might have put on your back burner. But there's been a ton of really cool, really diverse games on Nintendo Switch this year. So like we had so many games that we needed to jam into this 23 list. We do have a few omissions. Oopsie.
Yes, two omissions that we want to shout out. The first is Cocoon, which is by all accounts a great game, but like we were saying, we didn't play it. So we don't feel comfortable putting it on our list. Seems to be cool. Maybe we'll play it sometime, but we just didn't play it now. So shout out to Cocoon. On the flip side, a game that we did play that people might be surprised isn't on our list is Fire Emblem Engage.
It's so strange because this is a game that we both played at the beginning of 2023. And then I looked at my Switch logs and
you put a lot of time into this.
This was my second most played game, I believe, on Switch, but I don't remember anything about this game. Why? I don't know why. It's so weird. So for that reason, it got bumped.
Yeah, for some reason, this was just not a very memorable Fire Emblem game for me either. I got about halfway into it, and then I just...
Oh, you noped out of this game,
I just moved on to something else. Yeah, it's just kind of a rare miss for this series. Hopefully they'll get back on track, but it kind of is what it is.
That's true. All right.
So let's get into our list. We're going to go from the bottom up, starting with number 23, which is Disney Illusion Island.
Yeah, this game was such a surprise. I've been missing like a fun kind of chill multiplayer platformer, and this exactly is that. And it was really fun. We actually got to play this game with producer Stephanie when she visited us and was on an episode of the podcast. We decided that we missed her so much and we hadn't played many games together, like in person with her. So this was the perfect choice, and we all got to choose different Disney characters and, you know, go through this game. It was kind of like, it has like a very like Kirby-like quality to it. It's breezy. Very breezy. Yes. You can't even die in this game, so you're just kind of like hanging out, like kind of puzzle solving this game together, and we had a good time.
This was kind of a light year for multiplayer games, so it was nice to get a game like this where you could do some co-op platforming with, you know, I like the depictions of the characters are all very fun, kind of classic inspired. So yeah, this is a great way to kick off our list here.
Yes.
Number 22, we have Dredge, which I've been seeing on a lot of best of lists as we get close to the end of the year. This is a game I played the demo for. I've not finished this game, but in this game you play as a guy in this, you got a boat and you're going around this kind of bay type area. And it's got this whole Lovecraftian storyline where things are more than they seem. But there's a lot of, like, I'm pulling things, I'm dredging things out of the depths of the water, I'm improving my ship. So it's kind of that combination of really interesting, mysterious storyline with some kind of crunchy gameplay elements that are pretty fun. Yeah,
and there's something very, almost like creepy going on.
Yes,
right? Like you were saying,
exactly.
Like you have there's like a kind of a scary vibe story-wise, and they kind of leave you in a cliffhanger at the end of the demo. So,
It's another one of those fun, unexpected gameplay mashups, which are always so popular.
That's right.
They always seem to work well.
It seems to work well.
Yes. Number 21 is a game that you just started playing in the nick of time for this list. Chance of Sonar.
Yeah, we've been hearing so many people talk about this game, especially when we were in LA for the Game Awards. People were like, oh my gosh, don't sleep on this game. So I decided to check it out, and it is such an interesting art style. It's really beautiful, like the color palette. It's very unique. But the game is centered around, it's a puzzle game, centered around a lost language. So the point is that you're going through, you have no idea what any of these symbols mean. You're trying to translate them by looking at the environment around you and like trying to like put two and two together and making some educated guesses. And there's a storyline as well about like something is happening, like there is some sort of conflict happening and you're trying to figure out like what to do, and you are like talking to people in this language that you don't understand to try to figure out how to help them. So very interesting way to do a puzzle game with language and not understanding a language being the core of what you're solving for. And yeah, I've been having a really good time playing it. The game is extremely hard though, and I feel kind of dumb when I'm playing it.
The common thread of the people that I've seen playing this game is they're all extremely smart, including yourself.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not playing it, so read into that whatever you'd like.
I was gonna say this game might be tough for you.
This does seem like a very like highbrow type of experience, but unlike anything else out there.
Yeah, difficult game. I haven't looked at a guide yet, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna figure out this language.
Number 20 is Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. We spent a lot of time asking ourselves, how do you spell theater rhythm? It ain't easy.
Yeah.
This game is great, though. Theater Rhythm's been around for a number of years now, and this feels like the culmination of that. This is packed with so much great music, and they've introduced some fun new mechanics of how you can play along with it.
Right.
On the Switch. I remember playing the original one on my 3DS. Obviously playing it on the Switch now is a little bit different, but they've translated it really well. They have also released some really good DLC packs going beyond Final Fantasy into the, catalog of Square Enix music, which
it's very deep.
So deep and rich. And it's amazing. This is just a great celebration of Square Enix music that you can play, to basically play along with, which is super fun.
Yeah.
Number 19, Fae Farm.
Fae Farm, a game that we both were so excited about when we first saw it. We were both really gravitated towards like the art style and the cozy vibes. We kind of saw this game like as it came to be. Like we saw it at Summer Game Fest, and then we saw it obviously before it came out, and it was just like something that we were both looking forward to, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah,
such cozy vibes in the Fae Farm.
I've become suspicious of games that set out to be cozy, but this game has a lot that's going for it.
Right.
In terms of the mechanics are very legit. Like, yes, you can gather things, you can craft things, you can build out your home, but like we've talked a lot about the jumping. It's fun to just navigate the world. This game has some light combat where you can go.
Combat is great.
You can go into dungeons and get materials there, but also fight some enemies. The game has a lot. There's just a lot of content in the game, and some very flexible multiplayer features, which are fun too.
The multiplayer stuff is great, and also I really like that there are some sort of mission-based, story-based stuff to keep you going back.
Right.
Sometimes you feel like for these kinds of like life sim games or farm sim games, it's like it's hard to like always come up with what you want to do, even though that's nice. The game does give you some guidance there, which is great.
Number 18, Gravity Circuit, as our good friend Bob Wolf of Wolf Den said, Mega Man but with punching is what this game is. I love classic Mega Man, and that's a good description of this. It's a Mega Man style game with an emphasis on melee combat, but you also have a grappling hook. It totally nails the feel, the music of those classic Mega Man games. Capcom ain't making those games anymore, so this is a way to get the fix.
The itch.
Yes, very cool.
17.
Ooh.
An unexpected entry.
Out of nowhere, Suika Game dominated the eShop.
Yes.
It's a game that made it onto the list, but you can't be bothered to pay $2 for it. Don't ask us about that.
It was free for a little while.
Oh, great, a free game trial. But this is just such a fun new spin on puzzle games. I really appreciated when it launched, they had that fun Halloween skin that you could put over the game. Like you could say like, oh, this is... It could be easily mistaken for shovelware, but it is anything but shovelware.
It's amazing how it's like the total opposite of that, even though it has all the trappings of potential shovelware. But something very unique about this like circular, using circles in a puzzle, kind of in a match puzzle type. And I think anyone that's played Suika Game knows the joy, the overwhelming joy of getting watermelon. Like that is just
so true.
Yes.
So true.
So true.
Number 16 is Bayonetta Origins. Sadly, one of the most forgotten games of the year, I think.
We both played the demo for this, though.
Yeah,
and it was really cute.
The core Bayonetta games are these like really intense action games. This is not that.
It's like anything but.
Right. This is a more kind of slow-paced action adventure game where you play as like a younger Bayonetta, you know, well, she's still coming up and becoming who she's eventually going to become.
Yeah.
But it has a much more focus on exploration. You are kind of managing yourself and your companion, which gives it this kind of cool left brain, right brain component. But it just has a great vibe to it, I thought.
Yeah, the art style is really interesting and really pretty. And it's nice to see like a softer side to Bayonetta.
Yes.
And the story is very touching. It's, you know, she has to like rescue her mother, and there's like a lot of sort of like very emotional moments in this game that is very different than traditional Bayonetta games.
Yes. Number 15, we have Dave the Diver. Is it an indie game? Isn't it an indie game?
Let's not talk about that.
We're not talking about that.
But it's a good game.
It's just a fun game.
Yeah.
We talked about these genre mashups. This is another one of those where it's deep sea diving meets restaurant simulation meets a whole bunch of other stuff that I would not have expected. But it all goes together really well. All the pieces are very fun. They do somehow click. There's a cool story. The general presentation is super fun, so I really enjoyed this. I do think the game is a smidge too long. I think it goes on a little bit longer than it needs to, but when I was having a good time with this game, I was having a great time.
I liked it a lot, and I really love the idea of these two things in particular mashing up, because it's two genres that I personally just really like. The only thing about this that I'll nit at is like, I didn't love like the violence of killing the fish.
I agree.
I know that you need to do that to make the sushi, honestly, but it was just scary to like shoot the fish in the face with a gun. Like I didn't really love that. But the sushi looked delicious, and I do like sushi. So
Dave the Diver's not messing around. Number 14. Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster.
So good.
Remember the whole debate of, will they ever bring this to the Switch, or is it just going to be on phones forever? That sure was silly.
That was silly.
But
well, finally here.
It's forgotten but not forgiven, because the game is out.
Yes.
And it is very good.
So good.
This is such a great way to experience those classic 16-bit Final Fantasy RPGs that hold up still so well with a lot of subtle touches. The graphics, they're in HD, they've been touched up.
Yeah.
You might think this is how you remember them to look, but it's
not. The music?
They do offer new versions of all the music. You can choose which one you want. I went through my favorite, which is Final Fantasy IV again.
Yeah.
Loved it. They do have some things that'll help you get through the game a little bit quicker if you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to if you want. Really, really nice package.
Totally. And you can buy the game separately as well.
Correct. Number 13 is the making of Kartica, which is a game that came out of nowhere and really impressed us. This is basically an interactive documentary on, frankly, a game that we didn't know or care anything about.
Yeah, we have no history with the original game, Kartica. We both never played it and never even heard of it.
But they have so much material and put it together in such an interesting way. You can't help but be sucked into the story of how this game was made. And it's just such a fascinating blueprint for a whole new genre of games that Digital Eclipse has created.
Yeah, they do such a good job with that. Number 12.
Well,
my game.
You seem excited for number 12.
I'm really excited for number 12.
Ghost Trick.
Ghost Trick is a game that I actually missed during the 3DS or the DS days. And I was finally able to experience the magic that is Ghost Trick on Switch this year. And wow, what an experience it is. Anyone that's fans of the Ace Attorney series, you will love Ghost Trick. Such a wonderful story. I literally have never laughed, cried as much as I have in Ghost Trick because it's such a great story. Coupled with amazing gameplay, such memorable characters, and yeah, holds up. Play this game.
Outstanding. Number 11 is Octopath Traveler 2. The number of people I saw this year saying this is the best
game of the year
JRPG I've ever played is truly astounding.
Yes.
Don't worry that this got shut out from the Game Awards. We're recognizing it right here and right now as one of the best Switch games of the year. There's just something about the combination of the storytelling, the way the stories intertwine, the combat, which is very unique, and then, of course, the incredible music, which brings it all together. This team just always seems to build upon what they have done with their last game into the new one, and that's what this game is. It's an outstanding evolution of this formula that they have created.
Right.
Number 10. FZero 99.
A surprise.
a huge surprise.
Yeah.
This was getting rumored before that Nintendo Direct happened, and people were bummed out.
Yeah.
I want a new F-Zero game, or I want
Yeah.
a remake of the GameCube F-Zero game.
But Nintendo went a different way.
No.
They zagged.
And this was such a smart way to bring F-Zero into the modern age of making it into this big multiplayer game, and it just worked.
It worked perfectly for this game, and it totally just made the game like super relevant to a much bigger audience than maybe the smaller number of people that were nostalgic for classic F-Zero. I'm still playing it from time to time, and yeah, I hope that they keep supporting it.
Do not pull the plug on
Seriously.
this, Nintendo, please.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Keep supporting it. It's very good.
Number 9, we have a Highland Song, which is a game that just came out, but very high on our list for this year. This is a game about exploring the Scottish Highlands at your leisure, and beautiful, beautiful artwork, beautiful music, really fun story, and it just reminds you how fun it is to get lost in exploration.
Right.
Not a ton of mechanics, but the couple mechanics that they have of making your way through the Highlands are super fun and super memorable and engaging. I love this game.
Yeah.
Number 8, Doone.
Doone, a game that we both played at the perfect time, which is right over the summer, because it's such a summer vibes game. This game had one of the most beautiful and unique art styles that you and I have ever seen, with this like very cool watercolor look. And they do some amazing stuff with the art style, like watercolor and rain combined was something that I didn't know that I needed in my life, but I need it in my life. Such a cute little story too, like a little bit like some anxiety, like what is going to happen here, because they kind of build up something. But I was kind of glad that they kept it light. But yeah, such a beautiful game that everyone should check out.
Don't sleep on Doone.
God, you've been waiting
Put that on the box.
so long to say that.
Number 7 is a game we debated whether this belonged on this list.
Right.
Hogwarts Legacy, the Switch version is
Yeah.
out, and it's actually good, believe it or not.
People say that it's amazing.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm shocked that this game could run on a Switch, but good for them. This game is excellent. If you are a fan of Harry Potter, definitely go play Hogwarts Legacy because it's such fan service. And I did not play this game on Switch, but I think I would have loved playing this game in handheld because there's a lot to do and there's a lot of like side stuff. So I might do just that. But yeah, this game is like an amazing thing that exists for people that love Harry Potter, and I really thought that this game was going to miss, but it did not. It was a hit.
At number 6, Sea of Stars, another one of your favorites of the year.
Another one of my favorites, yeah. Sea of Stars was something that I've been looking for, a game that I've been looking forward to. I love that sort of art style and that kind of game. It's got like very strong sort of Chrono Trigger vibes, and I thoroughly enjoyed this experience. The story is so good. It was very touching, very memorable, with characters you just want to root for. And yeah, just an absolutely beautiful game on Switch.
We're into our top 5 now.
Whoa.
Drum roll, please. And number 5 is Metroid Prime Remastered.
Another surprise!
Shadow dropped out of nowhere in a
Yes.
Nintendo Direct. When this game first came out, 20-something years ago, it felt ahead of its time, very futuristic in a lot of ways. And believe it or not, even now, it still feels like there's nothing else like it.
Exactly. The new controls, though, are so good. It feels so
Yes.
right.
It's great to play these with kind of a more traditional
Yes.
FPS control style, but there's a lot of other ways to do the controls if you like it some other way.
Yeah.
Really smart enhancements that they didn't
Exactly.
fiddle with it too much. Just
No,
enough.
Just enough for it to feel like super, just fits in super well with other 2023 games.
Right.
But you still have like the old school vibes.
Will we get Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered later?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. That's a question for another video, because our number 4
think so.
game is a game that we did get remade, Super Mario RPG.
Yes.
Wow.
And I have been playing this game. I've never played the original before. So this is a very cool experience for me to live the joy that a lot of people have for Super Mario RPG. And I just love the remake so much because the art style is just like so adorable. Hard to describe like the look of it, but it kind of has like sort of this like toy plastic kind of shiny, colorful bubbly kind of look, and I just love it. I think it's such a perfect way to remake this game.
This is a forgotten classic for a lot of people. This came out after the Nintendo 64 was released. A lot of people had moved on from their Super NES, so it's great that people are able to experience it. This is where all the Mario RPGs kind of started from.
Right.
Still holds up. Is weird as heck.
Weird.
This game is bizarre.
Weird as enemies I've
but
ever
in some
seen.
really fun ways.
Yeah.
And it's great to see the genesis of these characters having personalities.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3, top 3. Wow. Number 3 is Pikmin 4.
Oh boy.
A game I really did not expect to
like.
love as much as I did.
Yes.
I have always been a little iffy on Pikmin, but after this one, I am completely in. We have Ochi.
I was going to say, Ochi did it for you.
Ochi is the MVP of this game. Ochi fixes some of the issues that I had with Pikmin games before, makes it so fun to play, gives you as the player more to do than just throwing these Pikmin around and watching them die.
Agency. Yeah.
Yes.
And Ochi is healthy?
Ochi's great. Yes. But this is such,
okay.
like, they introduced so many new mechanics that just take this so much higher than any of the previous Pikmin games. Like, if you've been iffy on Pikmin like I was, I still think you should try this. It is that good. Yes.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yes.
Thank God this game didn't disappoint. We were on pins and needles because we were a little down on the
New Super Mario Brothers games.
Super Mario series, which was a little generic. This game is anything but that. It's so weird and so good with the wonder effects and the elephant butts and all sorts of stuff that just made this game have so much personality, and it was amazing. We loved it.
Yes, it was the breath of fresh air that 2D Mario needed.
Oh, yeah.
The wonder effects are zany. They made it weird. Some really interesting multiplayer features. Some people like them, some people like you don't so much.
Okay.
But
I like other aspects of the game.
yes, this is if this is the blueprint for future 2D Mario games, we
all
are
good.
in safe hands.
Yes.
So that means the number 1 game of the year.
Obviously.
Everybody 1-2 Switch. Oh wait.
Horace, MVP. No, just kidding.
Oh wait, no. It is Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes,
of course.
of course. This
How
is
could
our-
it be anything else?
Our community pick. Obviously,
Right.
this is our top Nintendo Switch game as well. We love this game. I put over 200 hours into this game. I can't believe it. But yeah, I'm sure you guys have played this game at this point. So
What else is there to say?
What else is
I mean,
there
it
to
took
say?
my
What
favorite
else?
game ever and just added so much more stuff, let you explore in new places, navigating the stuff in
Yeah.
the sky was super fun, coming up with contraptions with
Yes.
Ultra Hand, be they lewd or otherwise.
Oh, lewd.
Was very fun.
Yeeting Koroks
all-timer.
into the ether.
All-time classic.
Crazy stuff.
Put it into the pantheon and lock it up.
Yes.
Yes.
And we know that this is the last Zelda game that's in sort of this world.
Yeah.
So the future is now wide open
What
for
could
Zelda.
be next? We don't know.
But we are so glad we got to enjoy these 2 games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And like, what a great way to end 2023.
Wow.
Wow. What a list. Let us know in the comments if you have played some, all, none
More.
of these games. If there's none, then what have you been doing all year? Yeah, let us know. And if you have a favorite game, let us know as well. We'd love to hear what you guys are doing, what you guys are playing. We are going to wrap this up, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.